be wrong. So the things I like about that site is very clear what they're trying to accomplish. They want you to shop in the holiday store, which has bundles that are very good for them at this time of year. You understand what they do, what they sell, etc. They've given you a couple points to interact with that. I really like their navigation bar where they're focused on like the use cases around their products rather than just, hey, here is deodorant. For instance, what I would like them to do is in their announcement bar, I would like them to have something hyperlinked and actually just focus on the holiday bundle, because free shipping is table stakes. I think that doesn't move the needle like it did 10 years ago, 5 years ago.
Sure.
It's just table stakes because of Amazon Prime. And yeah, that's what I would do. So TLDR, make sure a message for your copy in your headline plus your hero image are very concise. I really like you called out the white text on a dark background. Hexclad does a really great job of this as well. And I would just make sure that if you're going for holiday bundles, you make sure that you have a couple different touch points within that first place where people are going to get 100% of viewership before they start scrolling. And then I wouldn't have a pop-up after 3 seconds, but I do the fact that they had it persistently sitting there. So when their people are ready, the offer is ready for them as well.
Yeah, I love all that. I had one question. There's something that jumped out at me, and I'd love to get your feedback on it, and then we can take us from here. It's just, I didn't see like a feedback or like reviews or like anything that said like, how do other people respond to this? That wasn't apparent in the site. And I'm wondering, I see plenty of sites that don't say that. They might say like 10,000 5-star reviews, or they have nothing. And my point to that is, at what point do you think we need them? And is it necessarily like decisions made where they just don't have them? Or is that, I'll put that on the actual product page, but I don't want that to cloud the scrolling through the website type stuff?
Yeah, transparently, we didn't scroll down enough on this one, but when you scroll past the headline above the fold, each product has a little star in the right corner of that, and it will give you the rating, so you can see that. But they're not essentially going with the kind of big time social proof where they'll have logos and then they'll have the review cards, etc. What they do is they do go for also the reviews, or like the from Refinery 29 Men's Health and Good down. Let's see, how many buckets is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buckets down. And generally I'm a big, hey, have it at the third. It's like the third thing down or above, just so that people get to know that like they can trust you. I don't say it's an aesthetic choice by them. It's more of I don't think they have the data to support that it should be moved up. And so this is how they're structuring everything. But I think having it essentially hero image, reviews, product is a great standard way to do it. Just so that you're saying, hey, we got these products, shop all, you want to keep scrolling. Oh, here's social proof. Oh, here's products, is how I would structure that. So yes, and they have it on the product page. One thing I saw that they did, which was super interesting, is on some of the products, they'll have a one-liner from a review under the product. I like it in theory. It looked clunky in the actual, like the way that they did it within the UI. But I think it's an interesting way to say, okay, you're on the category page. Let's see if we can just layer some social proof in from there. But yeah, I would have moved it up the page and made it more prominent.
Yeah, I think that's a great way of looking at it, and I like that like flow. And maybe next week we can find examples of that stuff too, because I think that's something where I either see people wildly over-index, where it's just all the reviews in the world, and then they're not even cohesive, or they don't include them at all. And I think there's appropriate decision making that needs to go into when you're using them and when you're not using them, and where they 100%. Should be, because also like, is the review the reason people are buying or not? I think is also an extraordinary point when it comes to conversion rate, because if it's a review like that also opens up the opportunity for stuff of, if the ad's great and somebody wants to buy, am I overcoming an objection, or am I installing another like speed bump that somebody has to overcome?
Yeah. 100%. I think, like you said, we'll do another website next week and we'll have something. I'll pick something that has a little more, leans into this a little more. A lot of times what you find is these things that you say, okay, logically, this should be like this, are made by design decisions rather than revenue impact decisions. And sometimes design needs to have a little bit more say in a situation, but mainly the site is meant to make money. And
Yeah.
so what we need to do is say, okay, how does design and revenue creation work together in harmony? One of those ways is, what are the things that drive conversion velocity? So you got to understand your customers, ask them questions like, what made you buy? What was your reason to buy? If they say amazing reviews, which by the way, that happens often, then that's something that you need to upweight. But you need to ask questions and delve into that quant data as well to be able to understand it.
That totally makes sense, man. I appreciate it. And that is, and I'm now going to be breaking all of my stuff for some holidays things and see what we can do. And I'll bet you that holiday button
Let's
was a
go.
Black Friday button like 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
And then
absolutely.
yeah. And it could literally be the same thing. It's just a different hero image and you change the copy. Done. And I think people don't need to overthink it too much.
100%. I think don't overthink it. This is all things, right? This is not a first order problem like Steve Jobs would say, where it's irreversible. It's a very kind of type 2 problem where it's like, all right, make a change, it doesn't work, well, just flip it back to the thing that was working or do something else. It's very easily, you have a very quick iteration cycle on this.
Yeah.
You can ship stuff really fast. So don't get bogged down too much in, oh, these are closed doors behind us.
Yeah. No,
it's not a manufacturing issue where it's going to take you 6 months to fix.
Yeah. You don't have to go to the warehouse and unpack a whole bunch of things or whatever. Thank you so much. I'm excited. Next week, dude, and thank you. And this is rad, man. Appreciate your time. I learned a lot here, and I'm terrible at this stuff. So I'm really looking forward to learning more. All right, dude. I'll talk to you later.
Absolutely, man. I'm a little better, but still terrible. So let's see if we get in value from people out of this one.
I like it. Sounds good. All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Cheers, brother.